Hello team, today's challenge is Winter Games Day 14 ski mountaineering. Not necessarily a Winter Games challenge, but we need to determine whether the mountain is safe or risky. We do that based on the snow depth and the slope, right? And if you're looking at this matrix, you'll notice that anything that is shallow is safe. Anything that is gentle is safe. Anything else is not, right? So we can use these two values to get it done right over here. We're just going to blast that away and return early. So snow depth, if snow depth equals, what is it? Shallow, right? There it is. Or, doing it right, slope equals gentle, right? So gentle, capital letters, then it is safe, right? Safe, just like this. Otherwise, it is risky, okay? Just like that, that is it. And we could easily end the video here, but I have this thing where these four values being basically hard-coded strings feels very risky to me, right? And not just this risky, but risky in terms of code. If they ever decide to change shallow to small or gentle to feather, as an example, right? I need to go in and edit this function, right? It would be better to edit the data or pass in the data and just have the function work, which is kind of where I want to live. So we're going to work on this a little bit, okay? If you want, this is where you can stop, but I think we can do better, okay? So copying that away, bringing it down, I'm going to go to here and grab these. Okay, so the depth and the slope, we're going to take that, we're going to copy it in, boom, okay. Multiple cursors, we can do values R and jump to the end, delete it all. Excellent, whoops, too much. So right here, we're going to go snow rating, I believe is what I did. We'll fix the other one in a second, don't worry, okay. But snow rating is going to be all of this. So square brackets, getting rid of that period, getting rid of the or, again, multiple cursors, very good, very handy. And of course, changing the slope rating, okay? So now that we have these two, we can use them right here. So risk, we are going to get snow rating, okay? Specifically, we are going to get the index of. So index like this of, and we are going to do snow depth, okay? Now, with that, we want to do that same thing, but with slope, okay? So we're just going to paste this in here. We're going to go slope rating dot index of slope, okay? You'll notice that I separated these by a comma. That's because they're going to return a 0, 1, or 2 value, and we want the minimum. So we're going to wrap these up, and right at the start, we're going to go math.min, which is going to give us the smallest number. If either one of these is a 0, then it is safe, otherwise it's risky, right? So right here, we can replace all of this with risk equals 0, just like this, and it should just work. Why doesn't it? Taking a quick look, it is slop. Brilliant. Okay. There it is. Excellent. Okay. So I mistyped and did that. Now again, safe and risky, right? We can also do these. So I'm going to grab this again, copy it. Let's add a little more space here and comment that out, adding a bunch of space, pasting it down. Excellent. Taking care of safe and risky. Just to save myself some time, I'm going to copy and paste right here. So const risk rating, okay? We set that equal to these values. The or doesn't work. Adding some commas, or sorry, adding a comma and some square brackets gets it done, okay? So now we have this, and again, safe is 0, risky is anything else, okay? So risk, instead of this, we grab risk, cut that out, getting rid of everything in here and going risk rating dot at risk, okay? And this should normally work, except we have 3 items in these arrays and only 2 here, which means that this very deep could be the wrong index, right? So indexes being what they are, we need a little extra, okay? Because we might find something, we might be trying to get like the last index of this, and it doesn't exist, okay? Instead, we go risk rating dot at -1. The double question mark says, if this is undefined, use this. And now it absolutely works, okay? The nice thing about this is that if we were to do something like this, okay, where we copy moderate and we paste it in, it actually still works, okay? It doesn't change anything. It doesn't break anything. But the trick here is that if we ever change our risk rating, right, if we want to add moderate to risk rating, now things do break, okay? And they break because we were only expecting 2 items in here, right? And now we have 3. So we have no way of getting 0 index, 1 index, and 2 index because of how all of this math plays out. So let's change it again, yeah? Right here, I'm going to copy this, okay? Comment it out, add a bunch of space, just like this, pasting it down, and we're going to go one more time. Now, to save us some time, I'm going to go and paste this in, okay? This is a matrix. So right here, we have those zeros, those ones, excellent. And we are going to get rid of moderate just for a second. We'll come back to it, okay? At this point, we want to change some things inside of here. But once we do, we will never have to change this function again because all the data will be contained up here, okay? So getting our data structures right means that our function is more and more safe, okay? The issue with this is that this needs to come first. So I'm going to copy that away and get rid of everything here because what I want is risk matrix, okay? That is our array of arrays, and we do this. The square brackets, again, the first one being slope, right? Slope goes down and depth goes across, okay? Just in case we're wondering, columns, rows, that's why I have that comment in there. So right here, grabbing all of this, adding brackets, brilliant. And hopefully it still works, okay? We had to reverse these two, but things work. Now, bring it back moderate, okay? We copy, we paste it in. Again, we have 4 items here and we only have 3. So we're just going to grab this one and paste it in. And you would think that it would work, and it absolutely does, okay? Where it might not is once we start to change some stuff in here, okay? And what I mean by that is, let's take that moderate again and paste it down in here, and now things break. Why did things break? Well, because right here, this is no longer, risky is no longer the 1 index, it's actually the 2 index, right? 0, 1, 2. So grabbing all of these, changing them to a 2, and it works, okay? If we wanted to capture that moderate, we absolutely can. We go into our matrix, we go, oh, maybe this one is a 1, okay? Nothing changes. We don't have tests for this, so there's no way for me to prove to you that this works. But now, if it was to hit on this, right, where it is, say, what would that be? Deep and moderate, right? Deep and moderate. Then it would be a 1. So it would be whatever this moderate is. But now we are controlling everything. There is a small chance that if we reach into here, as an example, we have this slope rating. If I had asked for something that isn't in here, this will be undefined, which means that it will throw an error on the second one. So the last thing that we need to do here is add a question mark dot, which is the chaining, right? We're chaining it together, and we are returning the first undefined that exists, or the first actual value that exists through it all. So This is just a little security measure here, this question mark dot. But now everything is controlled from outside of this function. We wrote it once and everything else just works, and it shouldn't blow up. We should be able to test this, get it done, and it should all just work. Okay. Do I like this solution? I don't. And the reason that I don't like this solution is because we're controlling our data in two places. We're controlling it up here with the text, and then again down here in the matrix, so that it still feels like there's some developer intervention happening here. I don't like that, right? The full solution isn't coming to me. If you did find a better solution for this, hit me up in the comments. I definitely want to read that one, okay? But I'm not a fan of this one. In fact, I actually prefer this one up here, where we're just doing that math min. It means that I'll have to do some extra work if we ever expand on risk rating. But this one is flexible enough for me. So this is the one that I would probably have stopped at if I wasn't just in a playful mood, right? Getting rid of all this, and it works, okay? And no matter how many other things we add in here, so long as we have shallow and gentle, right, to match our values, this will always work, okay? So there it is. That's where I would end today. Again, if you have a different solution, show it to me. I want to see that, okay? Otherwise, today this has been Winter Games Day 14, ski mountaineering, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow.